1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
And then you started working with Jimmy Page. Was that when you put Coda together, the Zeppelin album Coda?
There was a lot of mystery behind it. This guy's turning up from a band, he's obviously famous. And that was when Jimmy turned up. That's the first time we met him. But he was very quiet, very shy. I wasn't a big Led Zeppelin fan. I didn't know much about them or Jimmy or anything. They were a famous band. I knew that. So, in fact, when Elton got his first stereo, he had this incredible stereo system, and we used to play Zeppelin 2, blasting, and it was amazing. When I started working for Jimmy, then I found out what a kind of strange, slightly, well, not more than slightly eccentric guy he is, or was, or is. They were just about to go on tour, and then Bonham was found dead at Jimmy's house. Then I just assumed that they'd get a new drummer, but then that didn't look like it was going to happen. And I still hadn't really, I'd only met Jimmy a couple of times, but these tapes started arriving, Zeppelin tapes started arriving, and then we must have had a conversation that he wanted to put together a tribute album to John Bonham. And you're right, the first project we got to do was to mix this Bonzo's Montreux, which was basically 24 tracks of drums. A bit of a crazy track. It was being thrown in the deep end, really, because Jimmy wasn't the easiest person to understand what he wanted, but I was so comfortable at the mill, there was nothing I couldn't do there, really. We put together the Coda album, and there was a couple of tracks I mixed from In Through the Outdoor that was brilliant. And then this whole period, which was actually 5 years working with Jimmy, was quite amazing for my career. And then we had friends of Jimmy's turning up. We had Mick Fleetwood, George Harrison, some amazing people coming down to the mill. And it was a great time, absolutely great time, really. There was a few weird things that were going on, and working with Jimmy was a little bit, I thought something might happen, I don't know.
Do you mind going any deeper into that? You were about to describe something there.
Well, it didn't start off well. With the in the first 2 months his drummer dies. They were kind of dark characters involved. I met this the manager, Peter Grant, but the thing with Zeppelin is there was always a bit of a dark atmosphere surrounding them, and Jimmy was a sweetheart, really. He was very shy. I learnt so much from him. He was an amazing producer. The best project we did was probably the Death Wish, although it was a terrible film. When we worked on the Death Wish soundtrack, some of the technical stuff he got up to with the Roland guitar synth and the theremin that he uses, and some of his ideas, his production ideas. He's an amazing producer, one way or another, he is. Even if he can't play the lead guitar solo that he wants to play, he would devise a way of doing it. And he was very, very clever in the studio. I learnt a lot with him, and it's better to look back on it because we worked sort of bat hours. We'd be working at 5 o'clock in the morning, and they were slightly strange times. But then we did the album with Paul Rodgers, The Firm, which was a brilliant album, great band, and working with Paul was like the best singer on the planet without a doubt.
Those must have been great sessions.
Yeah, they were brilliant sessions.